Hi, I'm Nikki from the Fabulous Life Builder. You notice that today I'm back in this yellow room, hopefully until I can afford a good mic so you guys have some better audio. And I'm going to try something different today. Somebody wrote to me, this is not like an actual client, but somebody did reach out to me looking for some help. And I thought, maybe this would be cool to read out to some of the viewers out here, or other people, whoever this reaches, just because sometimes there are patterns of what people go through as well, not just patterns in attachment theory. So I thought maybe this could help. I wrote this in an awesome scrap sheet of paper because I'm very high tech and high budget. All right, so she starts off, "Dear Nikki, my husband cheated on me and ended up leaving me for her despite my efforts to work on myself. I'm having a hard time as I feel this woman is now living with what was supposed to be my life. She's in my house. She's going on vacations with my husband that I had planned. But now that I was thinking back, despite me trying to make changes to make things work, I was the toxic one and not him, even if he cheated. I was struggling with my insecurities and jealousy and was always accusing him of things. Down the line, he became depressed, and maybe it was due to my behavior. When I saw hearts from a coworker, I got jealous, and he went silent at first, and then lied, then gaslighted me while calling me names. He punched a dresser during a fight over this and blamed me for breaking his hands. Thank you, love, L." Okay, L. I just want to say, first of all, if there's any type of violence, whether it's to somebody else or self-inflicted, it's definitely a toxic relationship and you should probably get out. And it's good that you are out. Definitely nobody should have any types of violent reactions. So him, hitting a dresser during a fight hard enough to actually break his hand, that is definitely very concerning, toxic behavior. This cat is toxic behavior. He literally does not leave me alone for a single video. So let's see. He cheated on you and you were working on yourself. I'm going to have to fill in a lot of kind of blanks of missing information and make some assumptions just because I don't have the ability to ask because you're not right in front of me, L. You're looking back afterwards, after everything happened, and thinking, well, maybe I was the toxic one. Maybe I was the one that did everything wrong. For one, I think this is completely normal. I think to the point everybody does this when a relationship ends. Any type of relationship, even like friendships or family, where you start looking back and you're like, oh, maybe it wasn't all him, maybe it was me. I do think that it is good that you are reflecting back on your behaviors, and maybe now you're noticing that, yeah, I did have some bad behaviors. Now, whether they were the actual direct causes for the relationship ending, without asking questions, I can't 100% tell you that. But there is, I think both of you, I would say, were the toxic ones. I do think it really is between the two of you. You said he was depressed, or he got depressed, despite you working on you. Now, I don't know how long you've been working on you, and I say continue working on you. Don't let this, make you fall backwards. I mean, you probably are going to take a step backwards, and that's completely natural, but don't let that stop you. Continue moving forward and continue to build and grow. And honestly, this breakup, use it as a really big learning experience to really push yourself forward. I think that's really, really important. But I think back, despite me trying to make changes in work, I was a toxic one. And I was struggling with my insecurity and jealousy and always accusing him of things. Okay, so yes, this definitely can be toxic behavior. Again, I don't know exactly how things happened, but if you were always accusing him of things, and maybe things that did or did not happen because of your insecurities, you might have been telling yourself stories and being over vigilant over little tiny signs, and that can definitely wear on your partner for sure. Enough to make them depressed. It might actually. Whether it was what made him depressed, I can't say. But always, making accusations towards somebody and always jumping to conclusions, definitely can be toxic. And the way you go about it is toxic. Usually when you're just, say, making accusations out of jealousy and insecurity. So a secure person, it's not that they wouldn't see things that would make them question things per se, but it's how they approach it. A person that doesn't have good communication skills, right, or good conflict skills, when they're accusing someone, usually they're coming out right at the gates of, their full fire accusations. So what happens when someone makes an accusation towards you, right? Your first thought or your first reaction is, I have to defend myself. Whether I'm right or wrong, the natural human reaction is, I have to defend myself because I'm being attacked. Because that's how we perceive it when people are coming at us with accusations, especially, if the person's coming at us very angrily. Oh my God, protect myself, I have to defend myself and stand my ground. So they're not listening to you. They're not being sympathetic with you. They're not understanding when you're coming at them, attacking them, and that now they're in defense mode, right? They're purely just trying to protect themselves and defend themselves. So the best way to really go about it is, to very gently and calmly, without a huge emotional charge, and say, hey, I noticed this thing and I interpret it as maybe it could mean this or maybe it could mean that. And it kind of makes me feel, a little insecure or a little uncomfortable because of, what I think it might mean. I just want some clarification on what's going on. Like, can you explain to me? And not everyone has, conflict resolution or communication skills. So if he is also a toxic person, yeah, he might come off and, start defending himself right away. But there's a higher chance, especially if he's a more secure person, there's a higher chance that they are more apt to be less defensive and more able to be like, oh, no problem, especially if there really is nothing going on, or if they are an honest person and know how to work things out. Now they're more willing to hear you out. Now they're more willing to understand your side and be like, oh, I didn't realize this made you feel this way. Let me explain, right? So that would definitely be something that I would work on, is your conflict communication skills, and definitely bringing stuff up from a less emotionally charged place. And I know this, for a lot of people that are dysregulated or have never grown up with the modeling of proper, communication that isn't as aggressive, it's going to take a while to get used to, and it might even be scary to do. And it's going to take practice. So, and it's just something that you just have to keep working on and just keep doing. So don't give up on that. As of him becoming possibly depressed because of your behavior, I'm guessing you're talking specifically about the jealousy and the accusations. Like I said, it's possible that that is the case. I don't know, but it might be. And I mean, it's definitely, if you're always bombarding him with accusations and you're always making your insecurity his problem, it definitely is going to have a mental and emotional toll on him. But again, the depression is kind of on him as well, because now he's the one not properly addressing it with you or with himself. So in a way, that kind of makes him toxic as well. You know, he, again, talking about conflict communication skills, he could be like, hey, you know, I notice you come at me a lot, or you always have these accusations, and it makes me think that you don't trust me, or it makes me think this, or it makes me feel unsafe, maybe. You know, I can't speak for him on that, but, you know, he could come up and do the same thing and explain to you, like, this is how I interpret and how I feel when you start doing this stuff. Is there strategies that we can do to maybe make you feel more secure, or you can approach me in a different manner, and, you know, how can we solve this problem? So, you know, that's on him. Okay, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the situation here, where you said you saw hearts from a coworker, you got jealous. It sounds like it exploded up into a fight to where he physically broke his hand, which that is definitely toxic behavior. I'm assuming you were both arguing. So it wasn't just you being calm and then, you know, he was silent, he lied, he gaslighted. And yes, those are definitely also toxic behaviors as well. Like, I think both of you do not have very good communication skills and conflict resolution skills, it sounds like to me. So you're both toxic in that regard. Definitely, you know, if you went and accused him of there possibly being an affair, or why is there hearts on this paper left from a coworker, it sounds like you didn't calmly, you didn't calmly, you know, come at him about it, and he doesn't know how to handle that, and that's why he went silent. Whether it means that he was guilty of cheating or not over this particular incident, I don't know. He definitely shouldn't have lied. It sounds like maybe he has possibly an avoidant behavior, or maybe he's FA, and the avoidant behavior came out, and he can't handle conflict very good, especially if you think he was depressed because of the conflict you were causing. And definitely here, you know, he went silent. He doesn't know how to handle this conflict. And then he lied. So now he's defending himself. He's in defensive mode, and he's not hearing you and gaslighting you. These sound like that's his bad coping way of dealing with you coming at him and not talking to him calmly. And he can't handle conflict, which can be a toxic behavior. It definitely can cause problems. It sounds like it caused problems here. So I would say, again, both of you were toxic, and both of you were not able to handle your communication and conflict resolution skills. So if you're still working on yourself, this would be definitely what I would 100% look into, is working on your communication skills, working on not coming from, you know, an emotionally charged place, and also working on how to deal with conflict. And yeah, he got so upset that he punched the dresser and it broke his hand. I wouldn't say that's necessarily your fault. It was on him that he broke his hand. It's on him that, you know, he punched something. You really should not be dealing with your anger in that type of way. It's very destructive, very abusive, but also he shouldn't have gotten that emotionally charged in the first place. And I get it. It's really easy for us to let our emotions take over and then we become emotionally charged. Yeah, I would say overall, dealing with this, you both were toxic. It wasn't just you, and it also wasn't just him. And I wouldn't let this discourage you from your work that you said that you've been doing on yourself. I don't know how long you've been doing it, but it does take time, and it takes practice too, to be honest with you. And you're going to mess up, and you're going to be challenged, and some days you're going to flat out fail, and it's going to feel like you're going to go backwards, and some days you're not going to know what to do. It's going to take time, definitely, and it's practice. And I can't stress that enough, because so many people are like, well, I tried it once, and it didn't work, so I guess this doesn't work and just give up on it. No, definitely do not. And the breakup, yeah, it probably put you a step backwards, and now you are thinking that you are the toxic one. Yes, you were toxic, but that doesn't mean to stop. Just look at this as a growing experience and a learning experience. You're already a step ahead, looking back and acknowledging the things that you did wrong. A lot of people don't do that. You would be surprised how many people don't have the self-awareness of, maybe I contributed to this behavior, right? Maybe I was in the wrong sometimes. So definitely don't lose that. Always self-assess yourself, which it sounds like you're doing, and that's great. Keep doing that. And as you're self-assessing yourself, now, think, okay, where could I have done better? Where did I go wrong? How can I proceed for next time? What is my next tactic? And again, my advice is for you to work on your conflict communication skills and to not be so emotionally charged. And if you're also having problems with your insecurity where you want to constantly accuse and, go after somebody emotionally charged, you might also want to think about working on your stories as well. Definitely stop and think, okay, do I know this to be true? Some situations it might be true, some not. Some situations you're not going to know if it's true or not. Because we don't know what goes on in other people's heads because we're not mind readers. And we're not there to see what happened, in every situation. So sometimes we're not going to know if our stories are true or not. And it's tough. I know it is. It drives me crazy too. And our brain wants answers. But definitely, keep in mind, hey, this might have happened. It might have been this. I don't know. But what I do know is, blank, blank, blank. How do I deal with this situation? How do I deal with what I do know versus what I don't know? And I think, Elle, that will definitely help you in the long run. Just keep practicing at it. So, if you like this type of format, please, like and subscribe, let me know. I would love to do more of this if you guys are interested in this. This was my first time doing this, so sorry if it was a little scattered. I need practice too. So if you have any questions for me and would like to, send some letters that you would like to see answered on here, you can hit me up on Instagram and write to me. I can't guarantee that they're going to end up on here or answered on here, but feel free. And also, I do one-on-one coaching. So if you do struggle with questioning your stories, if you do struggle with not coming from an emotionally charged place, if you do struggle with conflict communication skills, get a hold of me, and even on Patreon, and I do one-on-one coaching to help people with exactly those kind of things so you can start living and building your fabulous life.